just really understanding the culture of that business and what is working for them and what isn't, and how we can make it better. We used to talk about like, how do you make the workplace productive and how do you bring joy? But now we're talking about how do you bring belonging?
3 years after we've started this podcast, we thought it was time to make sure that those lessons and the takeaways from our amazing guests were actually actionable, something you can really put into place. So we have launched show notes, a bi-weekly email, get into your inbox, and that will give you the key headlines that is indexable, findable, actionable, and we can really start to make a difference in creating healthy, happy workspaces. So the link's below, or you can head to stansons.co.uk/space. Look forward to seeing you sign up. So here we are at this Lada private members club in Shoreditch, and they're by the pool. Someone's swimming, so we're trying to not get them in the shot. But right, this is obviously by the pool, so I presume no loads of work gets done here.
No, not much work gets done here, to be honest.
But can you talk me through, I mean, obviously I've been to reception and I've come straight up here, so can you talk me about the different floors, like what each one has purposes for?
So the fifth floor, there's a quiet area for working. You can get your head down, you can have your laptop. You can't do Teams calls or video or phone calls because they're trying to curate the perfect vibe. It messes with the acoustics if you have people on Teams calls. It's supposed to be about either getting work done or in-person collaboration. So there's a lot of different tables and spaces. There's longer tables where people can get around, get that type of work done. Then you can move into the bar area, which is perfect for grabbing a coffee with somebody. You can grab lunch. That's much more about socializing. Mm-hmm. And then up here, we've got the pool. There's an event space. I was at a gig the other night, super fun. And then you've got the restaurant over here. So perfect for either entertaining clients or grabbing lunch dispense. Oh, and there's a gym. There's a gym and a spa.
Is there a sauna? I need a sauna.
I can have a sauna.
There probably is, isn't there? They're bound to have one, aren't they?
Yeah. So what I love about it, though, is it's multifunctional, multidimensional, and I can use this space for work, for fun. You can bring family here. You can bring friends, clients, partners.
I mean, it's like kind of seen as a workplace, but it's really so stretching. And we talk about like mixing up play, leisure, dining, entertainment, experience, work. Like we talk about that, but to actually see it in real life. And also, we can work here because we are working.
Yeah.
Like right now. And this is our job. But being by water, the sound of water, like the cognitive, like memory, like the change, that sort of biophilia elements. And it's really refreshing, isn't it? Like to be somewhere like this. Yeah.
And the design of the whole, like the floors below, it's so welcoming and inviting. And there's a lot of like earthy tones, and just the whole aesthetic of it is quite calming.
Yeah, very calming. Lots of soft furniture.
Yes.
Like not a lot of like desks. Well, no like original, no.
Yeah.
But like obviously lots of big tables and chairs and that sort of thing. How do you find that for working?
I love the lighting. For me, the lighting here is perfect because it's not overhead. It's a lot of lamps. It's soft lighting, which I need to help focus. If there's too much like bright overhead light, I find that to be a bit jarring. Mm-hmm. So when I'm like sitting there trying to get emails out and admin done, that's perfect for me. And I like the soft furnishings because I just find it comfortable. It's just like, I've got to do this task, get it done, and I'm just comfortable.
I think it plays on that whole like kind of, if you feel like in a safe space and you've got like all of your things around and you've got like that habitual like caveman like kind of protection zone. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? And
I'll have like 3 beverages, like my matcha, the sparkling water, maybe the tap water. Like you got everything.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. So, how do you find like spaces across the world, like from America to Istanbul? How do you find like spaces change, like dependent on cultures and that sort of thing?
You know what's interesting about when I worked in an office in Istanbul, I don't know if the space was necessarily so different, but they had rituals that were really different. Like 3:00 was tea time. For the first couple weeks I worked in that office, I would notice everyone would disappear I was like, are they having a meeting? And I wasn't invited. And then I just found out that it was tea time. And they all have that. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like in a glass tulip.
No.
It's not like British tea. It's very different.
No.
And yeah, they all, for 15 minutes, everybody gathered and they all had their tea and like a biscuit. I can't imagine doing that now so formally. It was very formal and it was expected that everyone would participate in tea time.
So what you looked at funny not doing it?
No, but I was like, why didn't anybody tell me?
So it wasn't a co-work.
Figured it out.
It wasn't like a co-working space. It was like a kind of the company's ritual.
Yeah. I worked for a Danish fashion retailer and they had a production office in Istanbul. So it was very much office space work. It was our office. And yeah, I mean, I figured it out eventually and I was like, wow, actually, I love this. This is like a nice break in the day.
Yeah.
And then we all talk about, you kind of let loose a little bit and then you go back to it. It was nice.
I find it simply fascinating how physical space can totally change how we think, feel, and behave, meaning it can pause distractions, it can connect us, it can mean we do our very best work. And that's where Stansons steps in. This show is created by Stansons, who design, make, and install curtains and acoustics to create the perfect environment for people to flourish and do their very best work. You've got a project on, we know how it feels. Reach out and we'll start to talk. That's really interesting, Samantha, because what I'm picking up is, first of all, it's a place to work that you can't take phone calls and you can't do Zoom calls. That's like for an office to do that. That's revolution. That's really breaking the office rules.
Yeah.
You can't be on the phone. You can't do a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm hearing that you're using it for the work you can do and for conversations and things that you like in person and meetings and that sort of thing. But also, you're using it personally for leisure, entertaining, whether it's guests, whether it's clients, whether it's partners, whether it's your husband, whether it's your mates. And I think that's that is what we're hearing, isn't it? We need to see multifunctional spaces, multi-use spaces, but that is multi-use to another level, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think within the workplace, you're seeing so much inspiration from hospitality, retail, and all those various things. And it's all blending together as the third place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're hearing that, aren't we? The third place.
Yeah.
So how do you help your clients because they obviously might not necessarily be getting a third space. How do you create that third space in their office, for example?
But we used to always talk about how do you create a more productive workplace. But again, it's creating that sense of belonging. So is it making sure the acoustics are right? Is it making sure the reception, what is that welcome experience? And I think that's where the hospitality blends in. When you're talking about the welcome experience, I was at UBS a couple years ago, and he told me that before they opened, they spent 2 months just practicing what that would look like when somebody walked in, what the check-in experience was, and how they got taken to the meeting room. And 2 months over and over again, they practiced the same exact thing.
From the check-in to the meeting room.
Yeah. What was that experience? And it's so precise, which I think is so interesting.
And have you experienced it?
Yeah.
And what is it? Talk me through it. Talk me through it.
It was seamless. You get your QR code and it just works.
Does it work from before you even arrive?
It works before you even arrive. You get there, you scan it. They say, welcome, Samantha Jinks. Would you take you to the room? Would you like a coffee? Just the whole thing is seamless. And I think a lot of people get that wrong. It sounds simple, but it's not. What does that experience look like when you first walk in and you get greeted? Because it's first impressions too. So I think that's an important thing to get right. And it sets the tone for the rest of the journeys throughout the space. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. That's great. So you moved over from America 8 years ago?
Columbus, Ohio. Nobody knows.
And why? Why?
I'd always wanted to travel. And I loved putting myself into different places and different cultures. So before I lived in London, I lived in Istanbul, which was a very exciting experience. It was so different than everything I'd grown up with. I don't know if you've been, but it's just vibrant and exhilarating, and it's massive, and it's just you're just overstimulated all the time. And I absolutely loved it. I really thrived there. However, I left during the Gezi Park protests because I just felt like it probably wasn't the best time for me to be there. So went back to Ohio and fell into retail architecture. So I worked for a firm called WD Partners, which is focused on retail, restaurant, grocery, healthcare. And we kind of helped our client, or at the time I helped the clients with the shopper experience and what that looks like. Mm-hmm. And again, it's really interesting to see how much workplace is overlapping now with those other industries, and it's all kind of merging into one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then I ended up through that, I fell into workplace.
And then from Istanbul, you went back to Ohio.
Yeah.
And then you came back to London.
Then came to London.
Yeah.
I love being here. I think it's the greatest city.
How has traveling changed how you sort of think and feel and behave or meet or anything?
Yeah, I think especially being in Istanbul so young, it really shaped, I don't know, how I interact with people. It made me more adaptable and flexible. Mm-hmm. When you're surrounded by different cultures and experiences that you have never been before, I think it made me go with the flow, I guess, because you just expect the unexpected or, Yeah. Even going to the grocery store would be an experience for me because I didn't really speak Turkish. So it was like, okay, how do I do these normal day activities that I need to, but in a different language and a different culture? And even being in London, there's things that, aren't quite exactly the same. It took me a while to figure out how to use the NHS, to be honest.
No, if there's any English people, no. No, they're true. No, that's totally fair. But I'm just thinking how we could then, how can workspaces almost interject that kind of broad thinking and adaptability into their space? How can we capture a bit of that experience and bring it? What could we do?
And I think it's and how do you incorporate all the different cultures and perspectives, and people experience space in a different way. Mm-hmm. For me, Istanbul, I found it so exhilarating, and I'm an extrovert and I love these things, right? Mm-hmm. For somebody else, it would be absolutely exhausting. It'd be just overly busy, overly smells, sights, just too much of it. Mm-hmm. So how do you and then translating to the office, how do you incorporate all of those different things? But I think it goes back to what we're saying about having multifunctional spaces. So, up here can be vibrant in the summer and loud and noisy. And then you've got downstairs, which is a bit quieter.
What's your perfect project? What's your perfect client?
I'm such a sucker for a good brand. I love a fashion brand. That's just my background.
Yeah.
So that's exciting to me. But also just having the project team as well. It just depends on who you're doing it with.
Yeah.
It might not be the most exciting, design, but if it's a project team that works well together and everybody gets along and you're all excited about it, I just think that I love that. I love when everyone's equally excited about it and wants to work together.
Yeah.
Which is a bit cheesy, but
No, it is a thing, isn't it? And I guess it comes back to that community piece, because you want to find your tribe. I mean, how many people are saying that to me at the minute? Everybody's going out freelance or trying to find companies where they can really be themselves and find more of themselves and kind of just click and chill.
Yeah.
Not to do any work. To actually, people are really striving to be highly productive, but in a very, on their terms and in a very unpressurized environment, it feels like.
Yeah, I think that finding your tribe is definitely key. I think TSK has done a really we've been around for 30 years, and it's the same CEO, Ian Holden. He's done an excellent job of creating this culture where everyone's celebrated for what they bring to the table, and it's a place where you want to do your best work, which I think then translates into how we deal with our clients and passing that along.
Where are TSK based?
Manchester and London.
So do you have an actual office here?
Yeah.
You're not just in here?
No. I have an office that I spend most of the time at.
And how many people are there?
I think we're about 40 now. So
40?
120 altogether between the two studios.
Yeah, and you're 40 in Moorgate. Yeah. I've never been there.
You're welcome to come.
Well, there we go. I've got it on camera. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So, your role, Samantha, what is your role? What's your actual title? I hadn't even introduced that.
I think it's Director of Business Development, technically.
But what does that actually look like?
Yeah. I feel like I have the best job, actually, because I spend a lot of my day meeting with our partners, part of the project team. So whoever that could be, project managers, cost consultants, design.
This is internal.
External.
External to DSK.
Yeah. And then the other half of the day, I'm meeting with our end user occupier clients. So kind of helping them to figure out what the brief is and bringing the team around, our internal TSK team around them, helping to, figure out how we could partner together.
Okay, so you're talking to a client, now they might be looking for a new space.
Yeah.
Do you have to like kind of extract that brief out of them? Is it like pulling teeth?
With our industry as well, like sometimes we're talking about like timelines are so long.
Yeah.
So we're talking to clients now about projects that might be happening in 2028, 2029. And it's like, how do you help them when there might not be a lease event until 2028? So sometimes those are health checks. Sometimes it's just really understanding the culture of that business and what is working for them and what isn't, and how we can make it better. As I said, we used to talk about like, how do you make the workplace productive and how do you bring joy? But now we're talking about how do you bring belonging? So, you have a large internal strategy team. So it's bringing them along, helping the client figure out what that journey is. And yeah.
So the strategy team is kind of like build out the brief, like trying to find like you're kind of you're like the connector.
Yes.
You connect everybody together.
It's crazy to me because when I first landed here, I did not know a single person.
And now you're the connector. Yeah. So what is it? Like what are clients kind of, they're asking for belonging, and a sense of belonging is like kind of what people are talking about now. Why are they saying it? Like what problem are they trying to fix with that?
Well, I think we're still having conversations around hybrid work and how much space we need. People are being pulled in different directions, especially like American companies right now are making decisions that are based off of what's happening in the US that's going to affect UK real estate decisions. So it's happened several times where we've had people or companies in the US say, okay, everybody's got to be back 4 days a week. We've all designed offices for 2 to 3 days a week. So if you add in that extra day, how do you make that happen? And it's putting, the UK side into a panic. That's a massive ask to say like, okay, now we need 500 people back in 4 days a week.
Are you finding that a lot?
Yeah.
It feels like everybody's doing, and it does feel like a lot of people are doing an office mandate nowadays.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are saying like, we need you back in 5 days a week as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I never really stopped. I'm all up for flexibility. I am all up for it. But personally, for me, I always did the full.
Yeah.
It just worked for me.
Yeah.
But
I'm in 5 days a week most of the time. Today, I'm obviously here.
Yeah, but I would still call that in. I suppose when I say not in, I mean like working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't regularly do it, but
I'm always out and about. But I like to pop into the office because I have to see the team. I have to see what we're working on, what they're hearing in the market, what our designers are up to, and get all the gossip.
Yeah. So your strategy team, then you connect your strategy team with your end client, if you like. They're thrashing out like, how can we make this more belonging? How can we bring people back more and the 4 days a week?
And how do those insights translate into a practical design? So I think the benefit for us of having this in-house strategy team, who they are brilliant. You should meet them. Everyone should meet them.
Yeah. I'm going to be meeting them.
So we're able to have those insights and design conversation at the same time. So we can bring in the design team, and it's just a seamless transition.
Yeah. And then obviously that goes through the design iterations, and then you're actually also delivering it too.
Yes.
So do you still keep involved then?
I occasionally will go on site. So one of the things we help our clients with is this activation piece.
Yeah.
So we will arrange for the client side to come and see the space before we start on site. So we could tell them what's coming, what to expect, help with the user bribe, because we just want everybody to be excited. So when you include people in the journey, they feel, again, that sense of belonging, and they're excited for the space, and they know what's coming. There's no surprises. There's no confusion. So that's where I get involved. And occasionally I'll pop on site to see how things are going.
So how do you find that? What are the typical resistance points you get with people coming back, like when that activation?
People want to know where they're sitting. They don't want to be too close to the microwave, things like that. It's most of the time we make it exciting, and it is exciting because normally they're getting an upgrade. But if there's a big location change, that there might be some friction there. Again, most of the time it is exciting.
Oh, it is exciting, but then there's always human nature, like change, and some people like excited about it, other people worried about it, and you've got all those different like types of minds as well, like in terms of neurodiversity and like accessibility, and how am I going to get there, and what does my day look like now, and what have I got to do differently, and and it's totally understandable concerns, and that's I guess what the activation piece would help to like navigate through those.
Exactly.
And sort of,
I think it's just being really clear about what's coming and then making sure you communicate it in a way so it's exciting. But I think and I'm sure facility managers get this all the time, but people do like to inflame, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's just mitigating some of that, I think. You'd get some really, the granular questions of like, okay, so how do I get to, which lift do I use, and how do I get up here, and then where am I sitting, and then where's my locker, because that's their journey. And what is that? You have to share what that journey looks like.
Yeah, we tend to get like very narrow, don't we? Like, where's my locker? Where's my desk? Is it by a microwave? But like,
it's them envisioning working there as well.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing to like, in a sense, like if you've got those objectives, at least they're trying to find their path, aren't they? They're not just totally like block wall. They're just trying to find their pathway. Do you then go back, get feedback once they're in, find out how that is? What sort of vibes and feedback do you get there?
Yeah, so we'll come in after we do a 100-day review, and then again, like the following year, and then the following year after that. So we have very much a partnership approach. So we're not like leaving. We're not saying like, oh, don't care how it goes.
Yeah.
Good luck. Bye.
Yeah. You're sitting there.
Yeah.
So like for 3 years or 2 years.
Yeah. We 75% of our work is repeat clients. So to keep that client relationship, we want to check in and see how things are going.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's good to have nice clients you get to work with, and then it's nice to go back.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So I think some of the bits that we see needing to change is just, maybe a meeting room needs to become desks if they hired more people. Maybe they need more flexibility. Maybe some of the collaboration areas, again, need to be more desking, things like that. So, how's the space being used once it's actually done? Is it living up to the intention?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Samantha, I've got one more question for you. What music do you listen to concentrate?
To concentrate?
Yeah.
When I'm working, I actually don't listen to music, I think. I do run every morning, and I listen to music then, and I listen to like something like a specific beats per minute, and it's like 2010 like pop music, and it's so...
Oh, what, you were going to say 2010 beats per minute. I was like, how fast are you running?
It's like music that I used to dance to when I was at university. It's so bad. I'd be so embarrassed to show you my Spotify playlist.
Oh, to be honest, it's personal, it's memories, it's totally makes it's fine.
I think it depends on the mood too. Sometimes like I love a bit of Bruce Springsteen, because I could be an old soul girly. I'm loving Olivia Dean right now. Sometimes I like the girly pop bits. Sometimes like jazz or classical if you just need like chill.
Yes.
Yeah, variety.
And you
switch it up.
And you run around here?
Yeah, I live in Elkin and Castle, so I run actually down Borough High Street along the Thames and then back.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's really nice.
Yes.
And then you come here to do your work.
Yeah, from Columbus, Ohio, and I feel like I'm a London girly now.
Yeah, you're definitely a London girl. Are you going to go back?
I don't know. My mom asked me that question at least once a week.
I bet.
But I do love it here.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Samantha. It's great. And everybody, you've got a sneak peek of us like marginally cold by a beautiful pool. You can imagine it's sunny and it's like vibrant, busy here normally. And yeah, so do your thing. Subscribe to the show so we can get more great guests like Samantha on. And for now, Samantha, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
It's great. Thank you.